Well, hi, everybody. Ken Johnson here with you, and we're going to look into deep South Texas and along the Gulf Coast here. And this is your stalled boundary. This is a stalled frontal boundary. The hair behind it is cold, but it's not like super cold. You can actually kind of watch the contours here, and it just kind of shows the chilly stuff. Oh, kind of down through Oklahoma and into a good part of northern, maybe even some of central Texas here. You jump on the other side of this and along the Gulf Coast, places like Houston, Corpus Christi, and down towards deep South Texas here. Temperatures spring-like in the 70s and the 80s again today, but on the other side of it, it's been pretty chilly here. But if you kind of widen this and we look off to the north, there's a pretty cold air still in place across the middle part of the country. And then you get back here into Canada and the northern part of the U.S. This is some really cold air that's dropping to the south. And this next blast of cold air will be dropping south Tuesday and into Wednesday. And it's going to team up with the storm system to produce a pretty good winter storm here in the middle part of the country. We're talking about the Central Plains states and the upper Midwest. Now, this is not going to catch up to the precipitation in time for much in the way of winter weather down into southern Oklahoma and down into North Texas or any points to the south. But again, north, that's where there's going to be some pretty significant ice and snow this week. We kind of talked about this some last week. We thought this might happen, but things are kind of shaping up to where the coldest air doesn't really get down into the southern part of the country until after the precipitation is mostly over with. Look at this just yuck weather pattern across Texas. Anytime you have a stalled boundary to the south, you wind up getting more moist air that flows up and over it. And at the Earth's surface, the air is really cool, and if cool air doesn't move, it's dense, it's heavy, heavier than warm air, that is, so the warm air can't push it out of the way, so what happens is it goes up and over it. And when that happens, you get cloud cover out there, and you get areas of precipitation. I'm also watching, some little disturbances kind of moving along here, and that's going to throw some areas of mostly light precipitation across Texas and Oklahoma tonight into early tomorrow, early Tuesday, that is. But no wintry weather expected with that, just mostly in the form of liquid precipitation. Now, if we kind of widen the view here and kind of look to the north, the overall weather pattern is featuring a dip in the jet stream across the western part of the country. You have another piece of energy up here dropping to the south. And as it does so, it's going to team up with some of this energy out here in the Pacific Ocean. And that's what's going to help produce this a midweek storm system here. So as of right now, there's some little weak disturbances across the southern U.S., but a stronger one's going to kick out as we head into Tuesday night and early on Wednesday here. So we kind of take a look at this here. We're looking at, this would be again, late Tuesday night, early Wednesday. This is kind of the start of this storm system. At least initially, there's not a lot of moisture with it, so there'll be some areas of rain, cold rain at that, across Texas and the southern parts of Oklahoma. Then where the air might be just cold enough, there could be some light freezing rain, maybe just kind of northwest of Wichita Falls here, kind of east of Amarillo, mostly across western and central Oklahoma, maybe into Oklahoma City, and maybe into southern parts of Kansas here. Again, most of this will be light. Not expecting much in the way of big-time issues from this. Maybe some travel spots that could be impacted, those elevated surfaces, bridges, overpasses, especially up towards Oklahoma City here. Then you get back into Kansas and Nebraska, some light snow at this, at least early on. But as we get into, and we probably should change this from early Wednesday now to Wednesday and Wednesday night, you're going to see the system begin to catch up with more moisture here. It gets its act together over this way. Could be some heavier ice maybe across central Missouri into southern or maybe central Illinois. You jump north of there, heavier snow expected here, places like Chicago, back into the Des Moines, Iowa area, maybe into Kansas City, and back towards the northern parts, northeastern parts of Kansas. And you get on the warm side of this, and there could be some thunderstorms here from about Memphis down to Jackson, Mississippi. Could be some stronger thunderstorms over that way. Of course, when you're into February, this is kind of the beginning of the severe weather, spring severe weather season, but it's still early. So you don't have a lot of juice to work with down here. So I don't expect a big severe weather outbreak with this, but there could be some stronger storms across the south. So let's track things using our in-house GRAF computer model here. And this shows what's going on here, at least tonight. And you can see not a lot going on here in North Texas and southern Oklahoma, just some areas of drizzle or some light rain. The bulk of that's to the south and to the southeast. Now here comes our developing storm system, and you're seeing some thunderstorms. These are what we call elevated thunderstorms. They develop in the cool air. Remember what I was just saying. You got cool air at the Earth's surface. Yeah, that's not going to fuel a thunderstorm. But above it, you got warm air. That's above the Earth's surface, above our cool air. And that does create a level of some instability up there, especially the higher you get in the atmosphere. You got the warm air there, and you got colder air above that. It's called an inversion. And when that happens, you can get what we call thunderstorms that are rooted up higher in the atmosphere. So we get those. They're usually just heavy rain producers. Sometimes you can get some small hail out of them. But if you look back west, you are seeing maybe a little threat for some freezing rain there in southwest Oklahoma, and then kind of up towards Oklahoma City, and then some light snow up here into Kansas. That becomes a little more widespread early on Wednesday. And then there's your storm system finally getting its act together with widespread snow breaking out here Wednesday morning from parts of Missouri back into at least eastern Kansas. That's where some heavier snow would be found. And then again, you get on the warm side of that. Look at those thunderstorms, heavy thunderstorms, Louisiana and into Mississippi. Some heavy rainfall over there. Precipitation should be ending across most of Texas. But on the back side of that, some cold air is dropping to the south. It's going to turn pretty cold across Oklahoma and into Texas here as we get into Wednesday and Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday night here. But no wintry precipitation is expected at this time. Look at all that widespread snow as you get into Wednesday afternoon. Chicago, Illinois getting in on it, Kansas City, Missouri, north of Springfield here, maybe in St. Louis. And then you get this little patch where you see the purple. That's that freezing rain issue there across central Illinois, and that snow continues into Wednesday night. And then you can see the thunderstorms here across the southeastern part of the country. Now, as far as snowfall accumulations go, and we're, again, focused here on the central plains and the upper Midwest, you can see the GFS snowfall amounts increasing some. Oh, the latest GFS has 6 inches from Garden City, 4 to 5 inches there into Wichita, Kansas. Maybe, I think the heaviest snow might be just north and east of Wichita, but you get some heavy snowfall amounts perhaps in Kansas City, north of Springfield, mostly north of St. Louis. I think this area here in St. Louis is probably going to be mostly freezing rain. A little bit of a snow accumulation, 4 to 5 inches there in Des Moines, Iowa, and then you see some snowfall amounts in and around Chicago, maybe up close to 6 inches. Now, south of there, where you see these brighter blue colors, that's where the snowfall amounts could be above 7 inches. So if you have travel plans on Wednesday and Thursday that take you north into Kansas or even into parts of Nebraska here, or you have travel plans that take you up to the upper Midwest, Kansas here, maybe you're flying into these areas, you could expect some problems from that. But again, down into North Texas, Oklahoma, most of southern Oklahoma, most of North Texas, that is, I'm not expecting much in the way of wintry weather here. It's just going to be pretty chilly, kind of nasty here for the next couple of days. And then pretty cold Wednesday into Thursday, then a brief warm-up. The weather pattern for the rest of this month is going to feature lots of bumps up, lots of bumps down, kind of a roller coaster ride, if you will. Hey, thanks for watching me here on my social media platforms. Remember to follow my Facebook page. If I'm on TikTok, follow my TikTok page. And on YouTube, subscribe.